Why did a human warship appear in this sector? Galactic Empire panics part. 5. The Grand Council chamber was packed. Every seat was filled. Imperial media cameras recorded from the walls. This session was being broadcast across the entire empire. Everyone wanted to know, would there be peace or war with the humans? Chancellor Morthax called the session to order. His voice was heavy with the weight of what was about to happen. Today this council will make a decision that will shape the future of our empire. Fleet Admiral Korvan has requested to present evidence regarding human intentions. Admiral, you may begin. Korvan stood up, his armored form imposing in the center of the chamber. He activated a holographic display that filled the air above him. Counselors, I present proof that the humans are not peaceful explorers. They are an invasion force. Images appeared showing human ships scattered across multiple sectors. These vessels are not randomly exploring. Look at their positions. Lines appeared connecting the ships. They form a perfect encirclement of Imperial space. This is not exploration. This is strategic positioning. More data appeared. Energy readings, weapons analyses, fleet compositions. Korvan presented it all with the confidence of a warrior who knew he was right. Each human vessel carries weapons that exceed our most powerful battleships. They claim these are survey ships, but no civilian vessel needs this much firepower. They are warships positioned for attack, the council murmured. Some nodded in agreement. Others looked uncertain. Furthermore, Korvan continued, the humans have been evasive about their military capabilities. When asked about their actual warships, they give vague answers. Why? Because they are hiding their true strength until they are ready to strike. He paused for effect. I recommend this council authorize immediate military action. We must strike first while we still have the advantage of surprise. The chamber erupted in debate. Some counselors stood shouting support for Korvan's plan. Others argued against it. Chancellor Morthax let them argue for several minutes before calling for silence. Captain Lee Hanna has also requested to address this council, Morthax announced. She says she has important information to share. Captain, you may speak. Hanna walked to the center of the chamber. She looked small compared to many of the massive aliens around her, but she stood straight and spoke clearly. Thank you, Chancellor. Before I begin, I want to say something. She looked around at all the counselors. Admiral Korvan's fears are not unreasonable. From your perspective, we must look terrifying. Unknown species with advanced technology, appearing suddenly in your space. I understand why you're afraid. This seemed to surprise everyone. Even Korvan looked taken aback. If I were in your position, Hanna continued, I would be afraid too. Fear is not weakness. It's wisdom. You're trying to protect your people. I respect that. She took a breath. But I need you to understand something. We are not your enemies, and to prove it, we are going to do something that violates every security protocol we have. She activated her own holographic display. We are going to show you everything. Complete technical specifications of all human technology, exact locations of every human colony and vessel, full details of Terran Navy capabilities, including our most advanced warships. The chamber went completely silent. Even Korvan looked shocked. Dr. Kang Hyunwoo stepped forward. I am sharing complete medical data on human biology, our vulnerabilities to disease, our susceptibility to radiation, the toxins that can kill us, the temperatures we cannot survive. Everything. Lieutenant Choi displayed population data. These are our major cities, our colony worlds, our population centers. If you wanted to hurt us, these are the targets that would cause the most damage. Lieutenant Park, looking uncomfortable, showed military data. These are our warship designs, their weapons, their shields, their engines, and these are their weaknesses. Where their armor is thinnest, where their shields are most vulnerable. How to defeat them. The council stared in disbelief. No one spoke. No one moved. Commander O presented the final section. This is human history. Our wars, our mistakes, the times we nearly destroyed ourselves. We are not perfect. We are not invincible. We are just another species that made mistakes and learned from them. Captain Hanna spoke again. We are giving you all of this because we want you to trust us. An enemy would never show you their weaknesses. An enemy would pretend to be invincible. We are showing you exactly how to hurt us because we do not want to be your enemy. She looked directly at Korvan. Admiral, you said no civilian vessel needs this much firepower. You are right, but we didn't know what we would find when we left our home region. We hoped for friends but prepared for threats, just like you would. Just like any intelligent species would. Hana's voice grew more emotional. You want to know what humans want? We want what you want. To survive, to grow, to learn, to find our place in the universe. We spent centuries alone, thinking we were the only intelligent life. Now we discover we have neighbors. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Why would we throw that away for war? She gestured at all the data floating in the air. We are making ourselves vulnerable to you. We are trusting you with information that could destroy us. We are doing this because we believe peace is worth the risk. Ambassador Tyrell stood up. I wish to speak. When Morthax nodded, she continued. I have spent time with the human delegation. I have observed their behavior, their interactions, their reactions. I have studied xenopsychology for 60 years. I stake my professional reputation on this assessment. They are genuine. Admiral Kevron's voice came through the communication system from his ship in orbit. Chancellor, requesting permission to speak. Granted, Morthax replied. I have spent 3 days in close contact with the human vessel, Kevron said. In that time, they never took aggressive posture. They never powered their weapons despite having multiple opportunities to attack. Captain Lee Hana answered every question I asked, even when the answers made humanity seem weaker. That is not how an enemy behaves, Korvan stood again. This could all be an elaborate deception, designed to make us lower our guard. Could be, Park replied. But think about it. If we wanted to deceive you, would we admit to weaknesses? Would we show you how to defeat us? A smart enemy would pretend to be weak while hiding strength. We are doing the opposite. We are showing strength but admitting vulnerability. Counselor Winzera, the historian, rose to speak. I have been reviewing the human historical data. It is remarkably similar to our own history. Wars, mistakes, near extinctions. They made the same errors we made. She paused. Perhaps that is why they recognize the value of peace. They know the alternative. The debate continued for hours. Some counselors remained suspicious. Others were convinced by the human presentation. The chamber was divided. Finally, Chancellor Morthax spoke. This council must make a decision. Admiral Korvan has moved that we authorize military action against the Terran Confederacy. All in favor? Hands rose. The chamber's computer counted them. 42% in favor. All opposed? More hands. 58% opposed. Morthax announced the result. The motion is rejected. This council votes to establish formal diplomatic relations with the Terran Confederacy. Korvan looked angry but bowed. I accept the council's decision, but I request permission to maintain military readiness. Granted, Morthax replied. Trust but verify. We will be friendly, but we will also be careful. He turned to Hana. Captain, the Empire accepts your offer of peace. We will begin negotiations for formal treaties. The tension in the room released. Some counselors applauded. Others still looked worried. But the immediate danger had passed. Over the following weeks, humans and Imperial representatives worked together on what they called the Framework Accords. They established borders that both sides would respect. They created communication protocols. They planned cultural exchange programs and scientific cooperation projects. Captain Lee Hana remained on Valtoria Prime as humanity's first ambassador. Commander O became her deputy. They worked with Ambassador Tyrell and others who supported peace. 6 months later, Hana stood in her office overlooking the Imperial capital. The view had changed. Now she could see humans walking among the aliens in the streets below. Students from Earth studied at Imperial universities. Imperial scientists worked in joint research facilities with human researchers. Commander O entered with a datapad. Ambassador, we just received a message from another human survey ship. They've made contact with a different alien civilization called the Crethean Commonwealth. They're asking for advice on how to handle first contact. Hana smiled, remembering those terrifying first days when everything had almost gone wrong. She recorded a message for the other ship's captain. Be honest, she said. Be transparent. Show them you come as friends, not conquerors. And remember, we can be scary to species who aren't used to meeting equals. Our strength can look like a threat. So show them your vulnerabilities too. Show them you trust them. That's how you build bridges. She paused, thinking about everything they had learned. The hardest part about first contact is that both sides are afraid. Everyone is guessing. Everyone is trying not to make mistakes. The key is to acknowledge that fear, respect it, and then choose to trust anyway. Why did a human warship appear in this sector? Galactic Empire panics Part 4 Commander OG-1 couldn't sleep. She sat in the diplomatic quarters reviewing recordings of the council meeting on her datapad. Every smile, every gesture, every word from Captain Hana had been misinterpreted. The more friendly they tried to be, the more threatening they appeared. Still working? Dr. Kang Hyunwoo entered the common room, holding 2 cups of something hot. I replicated what I think is their version of tea. Want to try it? Oh took the cup gratefully. I'm trying to figure out where we went wrong. Why does everything we say sound like a threat to them? Kang sat down across from her. I've been studying their culture databases. The information Ambassador Tayril provided is fascinating. And disturbing. He pulled up his own datapad. The Valtorian Empire maintains control through military dominance. Every species they've encountered has been technologically inferior. They conquer, they absorb, they rule. So they only understand relationships based on power? Oh asked, exactly. They've never met equals before. Only subjects or enemies. Kang showed her historical records. Look at this. 800 years ago they fought the Krethian Commonwealth. The Krethians were almost as strong as the Valtorians. That war lasted 60 years and devastated 17 worlds. The Empire barely won. Oh, understood now. So when we appear with superior technology, they automatically assume we're the enemy. Because that's what they would do. Right. They're judging us by their own standards. Kang scrolled through more data. And here's the worst part. I've been comparing our technology to theirs. Human tech really is centuries ahead in key areas. Our quantum fold drives, our matter synthesizers, our plasma shielding, all of that is theoretical physics to them. So their fear has a rational basis. Oh said quietly. We really could destroy them if we wanted to. Which makes proving our peaceful intentions almost impossible. If we downplay our capabilities, they might attack thinking they can win. If we're honest about our strength, we confirm their worst fears. Lieutenant Choi Seo-hyun joined them, looking worried. I just finished analyzing the linguistic patterns in their communications. They use a lot of military metaphors in everyday speech. Phrases like strategic advantage and defensive position come up even in casual conversation. War is deeply embedded in their culture. Oh stood up and paced. So how do we break through that? How do we convince warriors that we're not here to fight? Captain Hana emerged from her quarters, already dressed despite the late hour. You're all awake too? Can't sleep, Oh admitted. Captain, I'm genuinely worried. That council meeting felt like a trial, not a diplomatic exchange. They're looking for excuses to see us as enemies. Hana nodded. I felt it too. Ambassador Tayril sent me a message an hour ago. She wants to meet privately outside official channels. Is that safe? Lieutenant Park Minho appeared in the doorway, always the security officer. Probably not, Hana replied. But we're running out of options. Oh, you're coming with me. Everyone else stay here and be ready to leave quickly if this goes wrong. 2 hours later, Oh and Hana met Ambassador Tayril in a public garden. The small furry diplomat led them to a quiet corner where no one could overhear. She looked nervous. Thank you for coming, Tayril said. I am taking a great risk meeting you like this. If certain counselors knew, why did you want to see us? Hana asked gently. Tayril sat down on a bench, her tail wrapped around her feet. Because I believe you are telling the truth. I believe you are truly peaceful. But I need you to understand what is happening in that council chamber. Please. Oh said, sitting next to her. Help us understand. The Empire is terrified, Tayril said simply. For 3,000 years we have been the strongest. We have controlled the galaxy. We have never faced a superior power. She looked at them with sad eyes. You are that superior power, and we do not know how to deal with you except through force. We don't want to be superior, Hana protested. We just want to coexist. I believe you, Tayril replied. But many do not. Fleet Admiral Korvan is convincing the Council that you are conducting reconnaissance for invasion. He has fabricated intelligence reports showing your ship's positioning for attack. Fabricated? Oh was shocked. He's making up evidence? He believes he is protecting the Empire. In his mind, waiting to see if you are hostile is too dangerous. He wants to strike first while we still have surprise. Tayril's voice shook. Tomorrow's council session, he will present this evidence. Many councilors will vote for war. Hana felt cold. How long do we have? Tomorrow afternoon. Maybe 12 hours. Tayril looked up at the stars. Unless you can prove your intentions are genuine, this will end in bloodshed. The two humans sat in silence for a moment. Then O spoke. What if we showed them everything? Complete transparency. Give them all our data, all our technical specifications, all our vulnerabilities. Hold nothing back. That's insane, Hana said immediately. That violates every security protocol. If they are hostile, we'd be handing them exactly how to defeat us. Exactly, O replied. Don't you see? An enemy would never do that. An enemy would hide their weaknesses. By showing them how to hurt us, we prove we trust them. We prove we're not planning to attack. Taro looked thoughtful. That might work. The Council expects you to be secretive, like an invasion force would be. If you do the opposite, she paused. But if you do this, you make yourselves vulnerable. If the war faction wins anyway, they will know exactly how to destroy Earth. I know, O said. That's why it might be the only thing that works. Hana stood up and walked a few steps away, thinking. She looked at the alien city around them, the strange architecture, the bizarre plants. Somewhere on this world, politicians were deciding whether to start a war with humanity, a war that would kill billions on both sides. We'll do it, Hana decided. We'll show them everything. The rest of the night, the human delegation worked frantically. Dr. Kang compiled medical data showing human vulnerabilities, diseases they were susceptible to, toxins that could kill them, radiation levels they couldn't survive. Lieutenant Choi gathered information on human population centers, showing exactly where to strike to cause maximum damage. Park reluctantly provided specifications on Terran Navy vessels, including their weapon systems and their weaknesses. O pulled together data on human psychology, culture, and history. She included Earth's wars, the near-extinction events, the centuries of struggle. She showed humanity's dark side, the mistakes they had made, the times they had almost destroyed themselves. Captain Hana wrote a personal statement to accompany all the data. She sat at her desk, choosing each word carefully. This message might determine whether two civilizations became friends or enemies. We are giving you this information because we want you to trust us, she wrote. An enemy would hide this data. An enemy would make themselves seem invincible. We are showing you our weaknesses because we do not want to be your enemy. We want to be your friend, she continued. Yes, human technology is advanced in some areas, but we are also vulnerable in many ways. We are not invincible gods. We are just another species, trying to survive in a dangerous universe. We made mistakes. We nearly destroyed ourselves. We learned from that pain. We do not want to repeat those mistakes among the stars. As dawn broke over HFY, the human delegation finalized their presentation. They had compiled everything that could be used against humanity in a war. Medical weaknesses, technical vulnerabilities, population centers, military capabilities, everything. This is the most dangerous thing we've ever done, Park said quietly. I know, Hana replied, but if we don't try this, thousands of ships will die, billions of people on both sides. We have to risk everything to stop that. Dr. Kang looked at the data on his screen. You know what's strange? Looking at all this information together, I realized something. We're not actually that different from them. They're afraid of us. We're afraid of them. Both sides just want to survive. Both sides are making the same mistakes. Then maybe, Commander O said, we can help each other avoid those mistakes. The sun rose higher. In a few hours, they would return to the council chamber. They would present their data. And then they would find out if transparency could prevent a war, or if they had just given their enemies the keys to destroying humanity. Captain Hana looked at her team. Whatever happens today, I'm proud of all of you. We tried to do the right thing. That's all anyone can ask. They prepared to face the council. The future of two civilizations waited on the other side of those doors. Why did a human warship appear in this sector? Galactic Empire panics part. To the Grand Council chamber on HFY was never quiet. But today it was pure chaos. 12 species representatives shouted at each other across the massive circular room. Some wanted war. Others wanted peace. Everyone was scared. Chancellor Morthax slammed his heavy limb on the podium. The sound echoed through the chamber. Silence. We are the High Council of the Galactic Empire, not a market crowd. Act like it. The room slowly grew quiet. Morthax was old even by his species standards. He breathed methane, which meant he sat in a special sealed chamber at the head of the council. Through the transparent walls, everyone could see his bulbous head and wise eyes. He had led the council for 50 years. He had never looked this worried before. Director Zelmora, present your intelligence report, Morthax ordered. A tall, thin creature stood up. Director Zelmora ran the Imperial Intelligence Agency. She moved to the center of the room and activated a holographic display. Images of ships appeared in the air above her. Human ships. 6 hours ago, Admiral Kevron reported contact with an unknown vessel in Sector 447. Zelmora began. Since then, my agency has detected 4 more similar ships in different sectors. She pointed at the holographic map. Here, 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 and here. All identify themselves as human vessels from something called the Terran Confederacy. All claim to be peaceful survey ships. Survey ships, spat Fleet Admiral Corvan. He was a warrior, covered in thick armor plating and battle scars. Survey ships do not carry Class 7 weapon systems. These are warships scouting our territory before an invasion. We don't know that, said Ambassador Tyrell. She was smaller than most council members with soft fur and gentle eyes. They have requested permission before entering our space. They have answered all questions honestly. They have not fired a single shot. Yet, Corvan growled. They haven't fired yet. Zelmora continued her report. We have learned more about these humans in the past 6 hours. They claim to come from a world called Earth located in Sector 001. The room exploded with noise again. Everyone knew about Sector 01. The Forbidden Zone. Counselor Winzera, a historian, stood to speak. 2,000 years ago, the Empire attempted to explore that region. We sent 300 scout ships. Only 12 returned. The survivors reported impossible gravitational fields, stellar radiation that melted our best hull materials, and space anomalies that drove crew members insane. The High Council declared it uninhabitable. We marked it as forbidden territory. Apparently, we were wrong, Morthax said quietly. The region is not uninhabitable. It just kept us out. While we built an empire on this side of the barrier, an entire civilization grew on the other side. Hidden, unknown, until now. Commander Velkoth, the military strategist, stood up. He was all sharp angles and cold logic. I have analyzed the scan data from Admiral Kevron's fleet. The results are disturbing. He brought up technical readouts on the holographic display. The human vessel uses quantum fold drives. We have theories about such technology, but we cannot build it. Their hull composition includes coherent matter structures. Again, theoretical for us. Their weapons operate on plasma coherence principles that our scientists say are impossible. What does this mean in simple terms? Asked a junior counselor. It means, Velkoth replied, that each human survey ship could potentially defeat an entire Imperial battle group. Our best ships. Our strongest weapons. All obsolete compared to this. The chamber fell silent. No one wanted to believe it. The Empire had been the strongest power in the galaxy for 3,000 years. They had defeated every rival. They had conquered every threat. The idea that they were suddenly the weaker species was too horrible to accept. How is this possible? Someone asked. How did they advance so far? Winzera spoke again. Isolation. The same barriers that kept us out kept them safe. While we spread across thousands of worlds, they focused on one region. All their resources, all their intelligence, all their efforts went into surviving in that hostile environment. They had to become advanced just to live there. So what do they want? Morthax asked. Why are they here now? Ambassador Tyrell stepped forward. I have been reviewing the communication transcripts from all 5 contacts. The humans say the same thing every time. They recently achieved faster-than-light travel. They thought the galaxy was empty. Now they discover it is full of other civilizations. They want to meet us. They want to learn from us. They express excitement and curiosity, not hostile intent. Or they are lying, Corvan said. Perhaps they always knew we were here. Perhaps they have been watching us for years, waiting until their technology was superior. Now they emerge with overwhelming force, pretending to be peaceful explorers. Classic invasion strategy. Do you have any proof of hostile intent? Tyrell challenged. Do you have any proof of peaceful intent? Corvan shot back. Words are cheap. I judge species by their actions. And their actions are clear. They are positioning powerful warships around our territory. Morthax raised a limb for silence. We must make a decision. The humans have requested formal contact with our government. Captain Lee Hanna, commander of the vessel in Sector 447, has asked permission to travel to Valtoria Prime to meet with us. She wants to establish diplomatic relations. It's a trap, Corvin said immediately. She will gather intelligence on our capital world's defenses. Or it's a genuine offer of friendship, Tyrell countered. If we refuse, we insult them. We tell them we are hostile. We might force them to become the enemy you fear. The council argued for hours. Some supported the military position, mobilized the Grand Fleet, establish defensive perimeters, prepare for war. Others supported the diplomatic position, meet with the humans, learn their true intentions, seek peaceful coexistence. Finally, Morthax made his decision. We will do both. Ambassador Tyrell, you will invite Captain Lihana to HFY. We will receive her with full diplomatic honors. We will talk. We will learn, Tyrell bowed. Thank you, Chancellor. Fleet Admiral Corvan, Morthax continued, you will quietly reposition our military forces. Put the Grand Fleet on alert. Prepare defensive plans, but do not take aggressive action unless I give the order. Corvan looked unhappy but nodded. As you command. After the council session ended, Morthax called Corvan and Zelmora to a private meeting. Just the three of them in a sealed room. I want you to understand something, Morthax said quietly. Everything I said in the council chamber was political necessity. Now I will tell you the truth. He looked at them with ancient, tired eyes. I have led this council for 50 years. I have seen wars, disasters, and crises, but I have never been this frightened. The humans? Zelmora asked. Yes, if they wanted to destroy us, they could. If those survey ships are really their civilian vessels, imagine their military fleet. We cannot win a war against them. Morthax paused. But we also cannot show weakness. If the Empire appears vulnerable, every species we have conquered will rebel. We will face civil war on 1,000 worlds. What do you want us to do? Corvin asked. Find a way to survive, Morthax replied. Zelmora, use every spy we have. Learn everything about human technology. Find their weaknesses. Corvan, develop battle plans. Even if we cannot win, we must be able to hurt them badly enough that they choose peace over war. And if Captain Lihana truly comes in peace? Zelmora asked. Morthax was quiet for a moment. Then we smile, we shake hands, and we become their friends. But we keep our weapons sharp and our eyes open. Because for the first time in 3,000 years, we are not the strongest power in the galaxy. He looked out the window at the city below. The Empire has survived this long by being careful. We will be very, very careful with these humans. The three leaders stood in silence, looking at the stars. Somewhere out there, more human ships were coming. The galaxy was changing, and no one knew if the Empire would survive what came next. Why did a human warship appear in this sector? Galactic Empire Panics Part. 3 Captain Lihana sat in her ready room, studying the reports on her desk screen. In the 3 days since first contact, her science team had cataloged 17 different alien species just in this sector. 17. Earth had spent centuries wondering if they were alone in the universe. Now Hana knew the truth. The galaxy was crowded with life. Captain, we're approaching HFY, announced Lieutenant Park Minho over the intercom. He was her tactical officer, young but sharp. The escort fleet is taking formation around us. Hana walked onto the bridge. Through the main view screen, she could see Admiral Kevron's massive dreadnought on one side of her ship. 2 more equally large vessels flanked the other side. Behind them, dozens of smaller warships kept watch. It was the largest military formation Hana had ever seen. They're certainly making an impression, said Commander Oh Ji-won, her first officer. Oh was trained in xenopsychology, the study of alien minds and cultures. She stood next to Hana, watching the fleet. That's 3 full battle groups escorting 1 small survey ship. Do you think it's ceremonial? Hana asked. Like an honor guard? Oh frowned. Maybe. But I've been watching their formation patterns. They're in defensive positions, not parade formations. They're expecting a fight. From us? Hana was surprised. We've been completely peaceful. I know. That's what worries me. Something is getting lost in translation. Oh tapped her datapad. I've been reviewing all our conversations with Admiral Kevron. Every time we mention human capabilities, he becomes more tense. Every time we talk about our other survey ships, he asks detailed questions about their locations. Lieutenant Kim Doyen, the science officer, spoke up from his station. Captain, I'm detecting unusual energy readings from the planet. Massive shield generators, planetary defense platforms, orbital weapon stations. This world is heavily fortified. For a first contact meeting? Hana felt uneasy now. Or for a war? Before anyone could answer, Admiral Kevron's face appeared on the screen. Over the past 3 days, Hana had learned to read some Valtorian body language. The way his scales were positioned meant stress. The way his eyes kept moving meant he was worried. Captain Lee Hana, we are beginning our approach to Valtoria Prime, Kevron said. The High Council is prepared to receive you. They have many questions. I'm happy to answer anything they want to know, Hana replied with a smile. We're excited to meet more of your people. Kevron seemed to flinch at the word excited. Why? What had she said wrong? Captain, O whispered. I think we have a serious problem. The Indomitable descended to the planet's surface under heavy escort. Hana prepared her diplomatic team, Commander O, Lieutenant Choi Seo-yun the linguist, and Dr. Kang Hyun-woo the medical officer. They wore formal Terran Confederacy uniforms, clean and professional. Remember, Hana briefed them, this is humanity's first real contact with an alien government. Everything we do reflects on all of Earth. Be polite, be honest, and be friendly. They transported down to the Grand Council chamber. The room was enormous, with high ceilings and ornate decorations. 12 different alien species sat in a circle around them. Some were large and intimidating. Others were small and fragile-looking. All of them stared at the humans with intense focus. Hana noticed something odd. Several of the aliens were positioned near what looked like emergency exits. Others had their hands near concealed devices. It reminded her of how soldiers stood when expecting danger. A being in a sealed methane chamber spoke. The translator converted his words to Korean. Welcome, Captain Lee Hana of the Terran Confederacy. I am Chancellor Morthax of the Valtorian Galactic Empire. We are pleased to meet representatives of your species. The words said pleased, but the tone said something else. Hana had spent years in diplomatic training. She knew how to read a room. This room was terrified. Thank you, Chancellor, Hana replied, bowing respectfully. We are honored to be here. Humanity has dreamed of meeting other intelligent species for centuries. This is a wonderful day for us. She extended her hand in the traditional human greeting. Several aliens jumped back. One reached for a weapon. Hana quickly pulled her hand back, confused. Had she just threatened them somehow? Morthax spoke again, his voice carefully controlled. Captain, we have reviewed the information you provided about your civilization. Your technological capabilities are impressive. The Empire has existed for 3,000 years. In that time, we have encountered many species. None have matched our advancement. Until now. Oh, we're not more advanced than you, Hana said quickly, trying to be humble. We're just new to the galaxy. You have thousands of years of history and wisdom we can learn from. We have so much to learn from the Empire. But again, something went wrong. The aliens looked at each other nervously. One of them, a warrior covered in armor plating, spoke up. If you are so eager to learn, why do you send warships to surround our territory? The warrior demanded. We have detected dozens of your vessels positioning themselves around Imperial space. That is not the action of peaceful explorers. Warships? Hana was confused. Those are survey ships. We're exploring the galaxy, meeting new species, studying phenomena. Survey ships with Class 7 weapon systems? The warrior interrupted. Survey ships that could destroy an Imperial battle group? Do not insult our intelligence with lies. Hana looked at Commander O, who looked equally surprised. Sir, I think there's been a misunderstanding. The Indomitable is a civilian research vessel. We carry defensive weapons, yes, but we're not a military ship. Then what are your military ships like? Another counselor asked. Hana paused. How should she answer that? If she said human warships were more powerful, would they think it was a threat? Well, actual Terran Navy vessels are more capable than survey ships, of course. But we haven't sent any military vessels into your space. Just explorers. The room erupted. Aliens stood up, shouting. Some argued for immediate military action. Others called for diplomacy. Hana stood in the center of the chaos, trying to understand what was happening. Chancellor Morthax called for order. When the room quieted, he spoke directly to Hana. Captain, you must understand our position. For 3,000 years, the Valtorian Empire has been the dominant power in this galaxy. We have military superiority over all known species. This has ensured peace and stability. He paused, choosing his words carefully. Then you appear. From nowhere, with technology that makes ours look primitive. You claim to be peaceful, but you demonstrate overwhelming force. You say you want friendship, but you surround our territory with ships that could devastate our worlds. Can you understand why this troubles us? Hana finally understood. They weren't greeting her as a friend. They were negotiating with what they saw as an invasion force. Everything she had said, meant to be friendly and humble, had been interpreted as veiled threats. "Chancellor, I promise you we mean no harm," Hana said, trying to sound sincere. "Earth truly did not know anyone else was out here. We're not trying to intimidate you. We just want to meet you, learn from you, maybe become friends." "Friends?" repeated the armored warrior, clearly skeptical. "Tell me, Captain, how many humans are there?" "In the Terran Confederacy? About 300 billion, spread across our home system and a few nearby colonies." More gasps, more worried looks. Dr. Kang Hyunwoo noticed it too. He whispered to Hana, "Captain, I think every answer we give makes things worse." Lieutenant Choi stepped forward. "Permission to speak, Captain?" When Hana nodded, she addressed the council. "I think there's been a serious miscommunication. Our translation software is working perfectly on language but not on context. We're saying one thing, you're hearing another." "Then help us understand," Chancellor Morthak said. "What is humanity's true intention?" Hana took a deep breath. "Honestly, we want what everyone wants. To survive, to grow, to learn, to find our place in the universe. We thought we were alone. Now we find out we have neighbors. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Why would we want to fight you? Because you can," the warrior said simply. "Because you are stronger than us. Because that is what powerful species do." "No," Hana said firmly. "That's not who we are. Humanity spent centuries fighting ourselves. We almost destroyed our own world. We learned that being strong doesn't mean you have to dominate others. Being strong means you can choose to be kind." The room was quiet. Some aliens looked thoughtful. Others looked doubtful. Chancellor Morthak studied Hana for a long moment. "We will adjourn for today," he finally said. "This council needs time to discuss what we have learned. Captain Lee Hana, you and your team will be given quarters in the diplomatic wing. We will reconvene tomorrow." As the humans were escorted out, Commander O pulled Hana aside. "Captain, we're in serious trouble. They think we're here to conquer them." "I know," Hana replied quietly. "The question is, how do we prove them wrong before they decide to attack us first?" Why did a human warship appear in this sector? Galactic Empire panics. Full story outline in 5 parts. Part 1, the detection opening scene. The story opens in the bridge of the Imperial Dreadnought Eternal Glory, flagship of the Valtorian Galactic Empire's 4th Fleet. Admiral Kevron, a 6-armed reptilian commander with 3 centuries of experience, monitors the routine patrol of Sector 447, a quiet region near the Empire's outer rim. The Anomaly Senior Tactical Officer, Thelnek, detects an impossible reading. A vessel has just exited faster than light travel mere light hours from their position. The energy signature is unlike anything in Imperial databases. It's not Valtorian, not Krethian, not from any of the 17 known spacefaring civilizations. First Contact Protocol. Admiral Kevron orders standard First Contact protocols. They transmit universal greetings in 47 languages across all known frequencies. Silence. The unknown vessel, designated Contact 447, maintains position, making no aggressive moves but not responding to hails. The human response. After 20 minutes, a response finally comes. The universal translator struggles with the language, something called Korean according to linguistic analysis. A calm female voice identifies the vessel as the HTSV Indomitable, a survey ship from the Terran Confederacy. Captain Lee Hana requests permission to enter Imperial space on a peaceful scientific mission. Imperial confusion. The bridge crew is baffled. Terran Confederacy? Human? These terms appear nowhere in Imperial records. Admiral Kevron's intelligence officer, Commander Sirik, frantically searches the archives. Nothing. It's as if this entire civilization materialized from nowhere. The scan. Kevron orders a passive scan of the human vessel. The results make his blood run cold. The ship is small, barely frigate class by Imperial standards, but its energy output is astronomical. Its hull composition includes materials the Empire has only theorized about. Most disturbing, the vessel carries weapon systems that register as Class 7 threat level. The Empire's own dreadnought is only rated Class V. Decision Point. Kevron faces a dilemma. Protocol demands he either escort unknown vessels to Imperial processing stations or eliminate potential threats. but this vessel could destroy his entire fleet if provoked. He grants temporary passage and immediately sends an emergency transmission to Imperial Command. Unknown alien civilization detected. Technology level extreme threat. Recommend immediate High Council alert. Part 2. The Panic Imperial High Council Emergency Session. On the capital world of Valtoria Prime, the High Council convenes an emergency session. 12 species representatives gather in the Grand Chamber. Chancellor Morthax, a methane-breathing elder statesman, presides over the chaos. Intelligence reports Imperial Intelligence Director Zelmora presents her findings. Over the past 6 hours, her agency has detected similar human vessels in 4 other sectors. All identify as survey ships or research vessels. All carry the same terrifying weapon signatures. The humans claim to be from a world called Earth, located in what the Empire designates as Sector 001, the Forbidden Zone. The Forbidden Zone, Morthax explains to the younger council members, 2,000 years ago, the Empire's expansion encountered an impenetrable barrier of gravitational anomalies and stellar phenomena in that region. Hundreds of scout ships were lost. The Empire declared it uninhabitable and forbidden. Now it appears an entire civilization evolved there, hidden behind nature's walls. Threat Assessment, Military Strategist Commander Velkoth provides a disturbing analysis. Based on energy signatures alone, each human survey ship could potentially engage and defeat an Imperial battle group. If these are truly their civilian vessels, their military capabilities are unimaginable. The Empire, which has maintained dominance over known space for 3 millennia, suddenly faces potential obsolescence. Historical Precedent Counselor Winzera, a historian, recalls the Crethean Wars of 800 years ago, the last time the Empire encountered a near-peer competitor. That conflict devastated 17 worlds and lasted 60 years before Imperial victory. She argues that fighting the humans could be civilization ending. The diplomatic faction Ambassador Tyrell advocates for immediate diplomatic engagement. She points out that the humans have shown no hostility, have requested permission before entering Imperial space, and claim peaceful intentions. Perhaps they're genuinely explorers who don't realize the panic they're causing. The military faction Fleet Admiral Corvan disagrees vehemently. He argues the humans are conducting reconnaissance, mapping Imperial defenses before invasion. Their peaceful posture is deception. He demands the Empire mobilize the Grand Fleet and establish a defensive perimeter before it's too late. The decision, after heated debate, Chancellor Morthax makes a compromise decision. The Empire will send a formal diplomatic delegation to make contact with human leadership while simultaneously repositioning military assets for defense. The Council must know, what do the humans want? And more importantly, can the Empire survive if the answer is war? Secret orders, in a closed session with military leadership alone, Morthax issues classified orders. Begins secret development of countermeasures to human technology. Activate deep cover intelligence operatives to infiltrate human territories. Prepare contingency plans for total war. The Empire will smile diplomatically while sharpening its claws. Part 3. The Encounter Human Side. HTSV Indomitable Captain Lee Hanna reviews reports in her ready room. Her science officer, Lieutenant Kim Doyen, has cataloged 17 different alien species in just this sector. The galaxy is far more crowded than Earth's long-range sensors suggested. Human perspective Hanna reflects on humanity's journey. After solving Earth's environmental and political crises through the unification, humanity developed quantum-fold drives and emerged into a galaxy they thought was mostly empty. They were wrong. The Terran Confederacy's first survey fleet, of which Indomitable is part, has the mission to make peaceful contact with alien civilizations. The escort Admiral Kevron's fleet has been escorting the Indomitable for 3 days now, maintaining a respectful but watchful distance. Hanna's tactical officer, Lieutenant Park Minho, reports the aliens are clearly nervous. Their formation patterns suggest they expect combat at any moment. Cultural Exchange Hanna has been conducting video communications with Admiral Kevron. She finds the Valtorian Admiral intelligent and professional, though clearly stressed. Through translation software, they've managed basic cultural exchanges. She learns of the Empire's vast territory and long history. Kevron learns that humans number in the hundreds of billions across multiple worlds, a revelation that clearly disturbs him. The misunderstanding. During one exchange, Kevron asks about human military strength. Hana casually mentions that the Indomitable is a civilian research vessel, part of the Confederacy Science Division. When Kevron presses for details about human warships, Hana explains that actual Terran Navy vessels are considerably more capable than her lightly armed survey ship. She means this as reassurance. Kevron interprets it as a veiled threat, arrival at Valtoria Prime. The Indomitable reaches the Imperial capital system, escorted by 3 full fleets, an unprecedented honor guard. Hana is puzzled by the massive military presence but assumes it's ceremonial, a show of Imperial prestige for first contact with a new species. The delegation Hana prepares to beam down with her diplomatic team. Commander Oh Ji-won, her first officer and a trained xenopsychologist, Lieutenant Choi Seo-hyun, a linguist, and Dr. Kang Hyun-woo, her chief medical officer who will share basic human biological information. Landing as the human delegation materializes in the Grand Council chamber. Surrounded by the galaxy's most powerful beings, Hana doesn't realize she's walking into a room full of terrified leaders who see her as potentially the most dangerous person in the galaxy. She smiles and extends her hand in greeting, a gesture the aliens don't recognize. Some interpret the exposed palm as a display of a weapon. The tension is palpable. The speech chancellor Morthax welcomes the humans with a carefully prepared speech emphasizing the Empire's strength, its ancient heritage, and its commitment to peace with those who respect our sovereignty. It's a warning wrapped in diplomatic language. Hana's response captain, Lee Hana, responds with simple sincerity. She explains that humanity has dreamed of finding others among the stars for centuries. She speaks of Earth's desire for friendship, knowledge exchange, and peaceful cooperation. She mentions that dozens more human survey ships are exploring nearby sectors, hoping to meet more species and learn about the galaxy's wonders. The room's reaction: Morthax and the Council hear dozens more. Warships are surrounding your territory. What humans intend as enthusiasm for exploration sounds like preparation for invasion. The military faction looks vindicated. The diplomatic faction grows worried. And Hana, reading the room's body language through xenopsychological training, begins to realize something has gone very, very wrong. Part 4. The Revelation Communication Breakdown. Commander Oh Ji-won pulls Captain Lee Hana aside during a recess. She's identified the problem. The aliens are terrified. Every positive statement about human capabilities or presence has been interpreted as a threat. The translation software is working perfectly on language, but failing catastrophically on context and intention. Historical analysis.